welcome back, Pokemon Go players, to another episode of the Purified podcast. Today is June 12th, 2024. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with my co-host, Chris. Alright, well, depends on when. We're definitely going to start doing podcasts when you move out, so... and of course, your work schedule and everything. Hopefully you don't work until like late nights every other night. So... that's good though. Anyways, we're here once again to talk about Pokemon Go news, updates, and ranting about the game because we love the game just as much as everybody else. Don't forget that we are part of the Professor Network, PokemonProfessorNetwork.com/Purified Podcasts, and of course, wonderful people of part-time creators out there that work very, very hard to bring you news, updates, and of course, everything Pokemon Go related or anything Wayfair related. So make sure you check them out from the Allura Podcast. Special Conditions, Way Spotters Podcast, of course ourselves at the Purified Podcast, and then of course Good Morning Johto if you want a cup of coffee in the morning and just listen to some Pokemon Go news. Sorry, too late. I'm stealing his thunder right now. Well, I listen to him every morning, so it's just one of those things. But yeah, it's actually been pretty fun to always be part of the network, and so we're always glad to be part of it. How's your week been? I know it's been a week since we podcast, so that would be awesome. But yeah, I mean, it really depends on a lot of factors. I actually want to get... I know there's a few places around my house that I could probably turn into Pokestops, but again, it's a long shot. I still got to talk to the Way Spotters about that. I'm probably going to try to do it within the next few days and see if I can get it up and going, you know? So, you never know, but that's how we expand the game more closer to us in the end of the day. It's not like I'm actually deprived of Pokestops, but it's been kind of like less than usual for what I would usually get every day. Like I remember going through so many Pokestops on my old place, and then now I'm just like maybe 5 less than the usual average because I'm dropping more than usual. So, but it hasn't affected my gameplay as much. Just opened up a game when I can and do things when I could, so but yeah, this week has been interesting. I am technically on vacation still, so it's kind of nice. So it's just nice to not having to really worry about it. Next time we do a podcast, it should be a holiday too, so technically we're ready for anything that might happen. Pokemon Go Fest Madrid is happening this weekend, which is actually amazing. Once again, we'll see some creators post some amazing videos. I think everybody's been taking a break since Japan because, I mean, it's been crazy. 1, 2, and 3 since then. Nobuto trainers, once again, are up and running for Madrid and New York. We'll talk about those. And then, of course, we had the latest event of the week, and that was the Slumbering Steps, I believe. That was the name of it. Slumbering Sense? Okay. Steps is the Scorching Steps, I think, is the next event that might happen for Larvesta, which we talked about last week, if you want to listen to last week's podcast for that. But yeah, so we got to recap a few things. So I guess, how about you let us know how many shinies and hundos you had and PvP? So yeah, I got quite a bit, and I did go ham for Gumi Community Day. So how about we look into that? I started with actually a lucky trade, and I tried to get a Palkia with a origin form. It did. I mean, it's 15 attack, so it's okay. Yeah, I'm still looking for the Hondo Shundo anyway, so I may be doing extra trades regardless. I will only power up Hondos if I can, or 90 or Fungible Hondos when it comes down to it. I guess I got a random Bagon. I can't remember if this... Oh no, this is from a trade. Never mind. I think I talked about that last week or something like that. And then I did get 45 shiny gummies. I'm starting to believe that I don't really need that many when it comes down to it, but I was catching every single one I saw. Like, seriously. I went from... I don't even know how many I started from regular candies, but I got 14,000 candies right now for gummy. Regular candies. And I have 2,300 extra large. I went crazy. I could tell you that much. Plus, I did do the transfer candy for Spotlight Hour. Oh no. Hold on. Let me see. Oh. Can you talk now, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So I guess your mic was muted the entire time.
That's poggers.
Yeah. Thank you, Paper Cut, for that. I guess. How long has it been? I don't remember. Let me actually check something real quick.
About 9 minutes.
About 9 minutes. Yeah, great. All right. You hear him now? Okay. Well, I don't know what to do at this point. um, do we just
I mean, I
restart
could
it?
do a quick recap of the
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Or
So
yeah, whatever you want to do.
yeah. So actually, before we do, so I think everybody actually like heard me the entire time, so that was good. I don't know why your mic just like decided to like uncover or anything. But yeah, welcome guys once again. We had technical difficulties. I mean, sometimes a streamer is a streamer. Chris, go ahead and just let us know what you had real quick before we begin. So
Yeah. So I played Gumi Com Day at Universal. Went to DreamWorks Land. It was very fun. That's what I talked about while the mic wasn't getting recorded. But I got Skitty Hundo, a level 1 Hundo Grimer, Shiny Psyduck, Shiny Snubble, a bunch of shiny Goomies. I think only like 10, but one of them's a 14, 14, 14. And the best part of the whole com day for me was getting a 15 Gumi, or sorry, a 98 Gumi, a Hundo Gumi, and another 98 Gumi, all back to back, all from the research. And then another Hundo Gumi spawned from the lore. So I was able to get two Hundo Gumis. I was able to get two shiny Chanseys. One of them being from the Adventure Incense. I was very surprised they were so close together, literally like a day apart.
I'll say it
And
again.
then
I hate you.
today, yeah. If you guys heard that I hate you earlier, yeah, that was one. And then two shiny Landorus, one of them being weather boosted, only from remote raids today.
Yeah.
So very thankful to the remoter invites.
Let
But
me
yeah,
ask you. Let me ask you something real
uh-huh.
quick. Do you still actively remote when you can, or how is your
it
your life in it?
it depends on the raid boss.
Okay.
I only like to do remotes for shinies that I want. So like legendary shinies, I'll actively remote for. If it's not shiny, like let's say Blacephalon,
Hmm.
I don't really like doing remotes for that because it doesn't even have a shiny chance.
Yeah. Um, that's well. I guess that's a good way to go about it. Plus, Rebel and Master need
Yeah,
Pokemon in the end of the
I
day.
mean
So
like yeah, like Turtonator, Drudagon. I'll pretty actively remote those because I still need Hondo or shinies like that.
that makes sense. That's a good take to the remote. It's not. It's been a kind of a while for me to really get into the remote meta, because I do not want to, use at least, spend at least $10 every day to do my 5 remotes when it comes down to it. I'll do one and one or two every now and then to try to really see what would happen, but it's just one of those things. Unless it's a shiny that I really want or something like that, I wouldn't remote it, even if it's right hour either. So, and I haven't really gotten one from my research breakthrough in a while either, so I don't really think I have anything from that. I'm gonna probably start saving some passes for GoFest too, because I know I'm gonna spend a lot during that time. But aside from our technical difficulties, because it is how it is when it comes down to streamers, and I'll have to edit
It happens,
the
yeah.
effing life out of this podcast today. Anyways, so yeah, so I was actually saying I did get 45 shiny Gumis and everything. I did get a Purified right after too. So during community day, right when we were about, because I was actually getting a few things here and there after just driving around SCF, and I got the Purified, which I'm happy about. I've been hunting that for a while. And then for the Slumbering Sands event, I did get the shiny Kamala, brand new shiny release. So I'm actually happy that that's a one and done when it comes down to it. It is a beautiful shiny. I do like the log being shiny like that.
I'm
And
jelly.
and then right after go Raid Hour, which I did not get any Hondos or shinies during Raid Hour, mind you. I did want to get the extra large candy anyways. Gold Plus got another Bellsprout because, adding to the Bellsprout count was not enough, I guess, at this point. But yeah, so Again, sorry for anybody who's listening to the audio format. I will try my best to see if I can get some things here and there, but you'll probably hear us the beginning, the end, and of that area. That card somehow maybe Slumbering Sands was the new event that happened throughout the week. It was a nice little week's event. I want to say maybe 5 or so days, which was pretty nice. And then, I'm rumbling on at this point.
I thought it was really cool that it had some incorporations for Pokemon Sleep too,
Yes.
because of it being tied to sleep some.
Yeah,
With, like Komala.
we got a couple extra encounters if you bought the ticket for Snorlax with the Napcat, which a lot of people are still looking for that, myself included.
I want that shiny, man.
I know,
I wanted it.
So, I mean, you can only get what you get when it comes down to it. I'm sure they'll give us plenty of chances knowing that this is a thing that they're going to be doing from here on out. And just promotizing that the Pokemon Plus Plus, it's out there. Pokemon Go Plus Plus is out there for everybody out there. So, but yeah, I again, nothing too much to talk about from last week. I guess we'll give our ratings for the Slumbering Sands event. I think it was a good 8 to 9 out of 10. I think that they had almost everything for everybody. The quests were not too hard to do. I know everybody had the chance to really do, target hunt most of the Slackoffs and, of course, the Kamalas and everything. And then, of course, raids were okay. We're not, the greatest because they're all recycle Pokemons at this point. But the wild spawns were nice because, even if you had Kamala or Slackoff spawning, they weren't as rare as other events that we had at this point. So, what about you, Chris?
That's true. Yeah, I think I'd agree. I'd probably give it like an 8, 8.5. Research was pretty good. I tried to avoid the catch 10 quests like the plague. I will say the distribution was a lot better than some of the past events, though.
Yeah.
The quests weren't too one-sided. So that was cool. Raids were fine. The spawns were pretty good. So yeah, nothing really to complain about. The snapshots were fun. It would have been cool. I don't think was Komala one of the Pokemon you could get from the snapshots too? Because I just don't remember seeing one.
No, I don't think Kamala was the one spawning from snapshots, but it was actually spawning, well, everything else but that, and raids and eggs, because Kamala was a rare regardless. We had Slowpoke, Mareep, and Slackoff for a random 5 counters per day, right?
I believe so. I think I only remember seeing those 3. Yeah. So those were definitely cool to see. Another shiny Oranguru would have been really cool, but it's always fun to just see them. Yeah,
monkey. That's our in-game joke for that, because it is a monkey. Anyways, but yeah, I want to say that it was pretty good. It did actually wanted me to go out and play. Of course, I am on vacation regardless. I still play the game when I can. Just not having the chance to really go out to my workplace and try to hunt as anything is one of those things. I still gotta start restock for GoFest, even though I have like over 2,200 Pokeballs, but still. But the Go Plus goes crazy when it needs to. I need to get more spawns in my house. That's the difference. That's the good thing. I'm opening the game every day over here. Anyways, let's get into the research topics of today. And I thought we weren't going to have as many news, but we actually have quite a bit of decent ones. Plus, we'll add some sleep news to it, just because there are some interesting announcements that happened in the last few days. So first and foremost, we're going to meet some notable trainers, shall we? So as I mentioned before, we do have Madrid and New York City GoFest happening very, very soon. Actually, Madrid is happening this weekend as the recording of this podcast. And then we have notable trainers. So they do this every time, they want to meet the fans. They want to meet the people who create the game, stream the game, or play the game, or even showcase the game as much as possible. And they wanted to make sure that all those notable trainers are out there for you guys to meet. So we're excited to announce some special guests who were to meet at Pokemon Go Fest Madrid and New York. Could be drowsy, Jesus. Drowsy or Slowpoke, one of the two is always making me sleep or something, I gotta go back to Pokemon Sleep. Anyways. Trainers attending the Pokemon Go Fest 2024 events in Madrid and New York will be able to meet some of these notable trainers from the community, including Zoe Two Dots, the Training Club, Lander Alpha, Newtifa, sorry for butchering your username, Cricket23, Craveron Gamer, JT Gilly, and Swagron33. Actually, Swagron was, I think, in the caster's desk for NAIC, I think. So that's pretty good regardless of how it may be. Basically, there'll be a meet and greets. We're going to start with the Madrid ones. So if you are in the morning experience each day, I believe, these ones will be the trainers that you'll be able to meet. Soy Two Dots, Toronto Masters, New Tifuf, I think. Sevet O's, again, sorry for butchering your usernames, guys. Joe Nesting, Steam, Cameron Gamer,
I'll
and
be right back.
Cushy. No worries. And then for the afternoon experience from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Local time of the event, we'll have the Training Club, Neludia, Cricket23, Paranoise Gamers, Couple of Gaming, which is an amazing couple out there from Germany, I believe. So I'm sorry if I don't remember this right now. And then our good friend Lando Alpha, which again, it's amazing that they're able to go meet at the Madrid Go Fest. I do know some of this notable trainers. I have met them in my own time when I could, and I want to believe that every single notable trainer out there is always a good experience in the sense. So Landarov is definitely a wonderful person, and Cricket is, I know it's amazing. And then Trainer Club has been around for ages. I do want to meet the other trainers when I can, but of course, time is of the essence when you go to GoFest. But that's how things are. Chris, are you back?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I agree. It's all about time management.
Yes, definitely. Chris, how about you actually let us know who you can meet in the New York meet and greets, morning and afternoon?
Okay. Oh yeah, and this is the thing we got to keep an eye out on. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh! No way. Learn Up is gonna be at the morning meet and greet. Oh my gosh, I'm joking.
You didn't know.
The morning park experience. So 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern time. There's gonna be Lured Up, Pokédaxi, the Trainer Club, Swagron. We'll be around, but obviously we're not affiliated. Afternoon park experience, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern time. Awesome Adam, JT Gilly, Lando Rafa. Yeah, I feel like I'm saying some people's names wrong sometimes.
You got it right so far.
True Inferno and Zoe Two Dots. Oh, I'm actually glad she's gonna be at both. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, she's actually been in every single GoFest so far, so it's kind of
really
insane. Yeah, she's been in Japan too. So, I mean, Japan has its own way of doing notable trainers. I don't think they had notable trainers meetups, but again, their usual gameplay experience is a little under the wraps. I don't know why, but it is how it is. We only know the bare minimum experience that happened, plus whoever was there during the Japan experience. So, just like Chris mentioned, of course, Lure Up is going to be part of the Notable Trainer experience. And it's always nice to see, part-time creators like him being part of the of the Notable Trainers. Plus, I believe we want to try to do something during those times. We'll figure it out from there, since we're definitely going to be here and there when it comes down to the gameplay experience.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of podcasters there, so definitely
so
going to be cool to see all that.
Yeah. And then some of personal friends, True Inferno and Lando Alpha, definitely are wonderful people every time, so it's always good to meet them and see how they done. True Inferno actually is even going to Worlds, but as a media caster, not caster, just a notable trainer for the Worlds of experience in Hawaii. So that was actually pretty amazing. They're actually
I wish
too. And I think even our friend David from As the Pokemon Turns tried to get into that, but unfortunately he did, sadly, not get into the Noble Trainers. But I mean, with a little more experience and more information out there, I'm sure they'll get there eventually. Do check him out. As the Pokemon Turns is amazing person and podcast in the end. So I'm sorry if I'm talking. I'm trying to change a little way of how I talk. hopefully make sure that I can, you guys can understand me a little bit better. So if I'm saying things a little interesting and not rushing through things, it's because I want to make sure you all just listening to me. I know Chris is probably
More, it's more unique.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
more unique when
yeah.
you talk. That's what I like.
I appreciate it very much. But I'm trying my best to see maybe if I get a little more professional. In the end of the day, we could probably get into those notable trainer experience. But yeah, so man, I'm like a complete different person today. But anyways, let's get into the next piece of news here, and that would be
Your favorite Pokemon. Let's go.
all right. I'm leaving the room. Chris can actually talk about this for the entire time.
Oh my gosh. Hit the beach with Pokemon from Pokemon Go Fest 2024 Madrid. If you do not know, Purelighter's favorite Pokemon is none other than Crabrawler. It's his team mascot. It's everything. It's everything to him. So they
I'm gonna
say
send up my Kingler
beach.
against this or something. Hold on, I
Oh
got a
my
Hondo
god.
Kingler here.
Yeah, he'll kick Crabominal's booty. That's what
Pretty
he'll do.
much.
A beachy time awaits you in Pokemon Go during the Spelunkers Cove event. Interesting. You can explore and discover a bunch of water type and rock type Pokemon that are going to be at Madrid. So very, very cool. It's going to be the first time that you can encounter Shiny Crabrawler. How much you want to bet Pure Lighter is going to get one? I'd put money on it right now. Spelunkers Cove, Saturday, June 15th at 10 a.m. to Tuesday, June 18th at 8 p.m. local time. So 3 days for this event. 3 days for this event. Not a super long time, but looks like it's going to be a fun one. The Wild Encounters, a lot of shiny chances. There's going to be Geodude, Rhyhorn, Chinchou, Marill, Shuckle, Remoraid, Nosepass, Phoebus, Carbink, and Crabrawler. The only non-shiny there is Carbink, but if you're a PvPer, or you just haven't got a Carbink yet, that still is an exciting one. The following Pokemon are going to be in raids. 1 star for Crabrawler, Wimpod, and Jangmo-O. It has Jangmo-O as not a shiny yet, so keep that in mind. 3-star raids. Onyx, Kabutops, and Crawdont. Kind of weird for the 3 stars, but not horrible.
I would have thought maybe they would give us like the evolutions of some of the Pokemon from the 1 stars.
Maybe like Amistar instead of Crawdont.
Yeah.
I don't know. Interesting. Bonuses. 2 times candy for catching Pokemon. That's always a welcome one. Field research tasks. So you can get Geodude, Nosepass, Binacle, Carbink, Crabrawler, and Jangmo-O. So a lot of really good Hundo chances there, especially that Jangmo-O if you don't have it yet. There's going to be time to research available for $199, or the $199, $1.99. You guys know what I mean, or the equivalent pricing tier in your local currency. So it's going to give you encounters with Crabrawler. It doesn't tell us how many, but it's going to be a decent amount. 5 premium battle passes, which I think that already pays for it right there.
Basically.
And 20 Crabrawler candy. So if you're going to buy passes already, you might as well spend $2 to get the Crabrawler encounters with it, in my opinion. And yeah, you can gift it, and it does say you can get an exclusive deal on the Pokemon Go web store. If you have the Pokemon Go Fest Madrid ticket, you can get a premium battle pass and an incubator with any web store purchase by using the code GoFest2024 at checkout. And it can be used up to 5 times, 5 transactions between now and July 15th at 12 p.m. PDT. That's pretty hype.
That's
I
actually
hope
pretty
we
good.
get a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we're going to New York, so I'm hoping that we get something like that
Yeah.
too.
So I mean, similar to Sendai, Madrid itself is having this. I don't remember who actually said anything about it when Sendai was around, but maybe we just skipped over it because again, I usually think that
Yeah,
most
I
of the
don't
information for
remember. Maybe there was.
maybe there was. But yeah, it's an interesting event, to say the least. Similar to the Sendai, of course. It starts right on my birthday, so you know how it is. I'm definitely gonna get that
Oh
shiny
no, the
regardless.
crab event on your birthday?
I know. It is how it is. But you know, if I get the shiny, I'll be happy. But then after that, I'll be like, I just need the two, and that's it. I don't need any more. Don't give me the Shando. Don't give me anything. Just let me hate this Pokemon. So, but yeah, it's not like I hate it, but it's kind of like one of those Pokemons where I'm like, I don't really care for it until now it's
You
shiny.
just don't respect it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I never really been a fan of it. I mean, I like his design, but I never really been a fan of it for some reason. So it is how it is when it comes down to it. But yeah, nice event overall. Just for anybody who's out there in the global, it's kind of nice there now. This year they're doing similar releases of each one of the shinies that's happening in the GoFest experiences in real life. Usually we have to wait until the GoFest experience ends and whatever it is going through. This example, Madrid. But now we're actually be able to get the shiny alongside Madrid, just without all the cool experiences of the event itself. But however, there may be another shiny available for everybody out there. So, but yeah, also some Pokemon to note. Again, just Chris mentioned Carbon and things like that. It's always pretty nice. I know Shackle is Chris's favorite, so he gotta give me a Shackle shiny and then a Shando because he wants to. So we'll trade for it next time. Don't worry. Anyways, so that's that on that event. And then Armageddon. What's going on now? This is Armageddon Expo. This is actually happening in Auckland Showgrounds from June 14 to June 16. So it's their Winter 2024 event. This is interesting when I say the least. However, Pokemon Go looks like it's going to be in this expo. If anybody is able to go to the Armageddon Expo, do let us know. It will be kind of nice. So from the 14th to the 16th, visit us at the Auckland Showgrounds for exciting in-person gameplay and giveaways you don't want to miss. This is happening from 6 p.m. Okay. Oh my goodness. Slow, bro. Drowsy. Anyways. It's happening from 6 p.m. on June 14 to 5 p.m. June 16. So, of course, the hours of the event, I think that's how they go through. And that's their local time when it comes down to it. So it might not be ours in the end of the day. Event bonuses. Lore modules, except the golden lore module activated event will last for 3 hours. Lore modules have a chance of attracting unknown A. 2 times body cash assistance chance. And then half Stardust cost for trades. So that's kind of like a community day, kind of sort of way in the end of the day. There will be Field Rich's task. So the event Field Rich's task will be available. The following Pokemon will be available through the encounter and Field Rich's task. Hisuian Growlithe, Larvitar, Aldino, that's pretty good. Axew, Furfrou, and Jamo. And if you're lucky, you might encounter a shiny one except for the Yamo. And then Time Research, Mewtwo and Pikachu. There's going to be an event time research that will be available throughout the event, completed to earn Stardust, experience Pikachu candy, and encounter with Pikachu wearing a red party hat. And I'm guessing it's going to be shiny, so I'm not 100% sure on that. Chris, what do you think?
Definitely looks awesome. I wish I was going. Armageddon Expo.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I like that Pokemon Go had the ability to, be in this kind of events and give us the chances of it. I don't think that I know and it's going to be shiny. They didn't specify that, but we'll don't know until people go out there and see and they see it
Yeah,
in person.
yeah. I mean, for the people that don't have unknown or don't have unknown A, even a non-shiny is pretty decent to get here and there.
Yeah, no, I agree. So that's that when it comes down to it. Again, small little news here and there, but things that people want to know regardless.
Mm.
So that's pretty much it for Pokemon Go, aside from a few things in our PvP section that we'll cover when we get there. Aside from that, we are going to go into Pokemon Sleep and talk about a few things that are notable in this game. So, you see how I transitioned that through notables and all that stuff. So Yeah, actually, that we should probably talk about that right before we get to the sleep news. So Chris actually mentions this, and thank you for adding this to the podcast. Um, we are not having a confirmation yet, but Chris kind of tested it out. So earlier today, we had people saying that they're actually adding more friends than the initial 400. They have Chris right now being missing right now, so I'm gonna be to keep talking for a second here. I haven't heard anybody else talk about it, which is interesting, aside from another tweet, and somebody from the Professor Network tweeted it out. So it's being tested. I'm not 100% sure. Chris, are you back here for me? Yeah, yeah,
I think so.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just because I was opening so many tabs. But yeah, I was trying to look up how much the friendship increase in Pokemon Go was. But yeah, I guess it just wasn't announced yet.
Yeah, somebody else from Dandy the Bronx actually tweeted it out about 7 hours ago. He has 404 friends. So unless they have,
I would assume 50, but it might be as much as 100.
it would be nice if for another 100. That's actually then. Actually, that wait, hold on. 20 minutes ago. If you have friends who are playing Monster Hunter now and in other Niantic apps, they will also appear in your friends list in Monster Hunter now. Niantic's friends list allows you to have a maximum of 450 friends, including friends from other Niantic apps.
450.
So they kind of increased it just by 50.
I'll take it, man.
Hey, 50 more friends is 50 more friends. It's kind of interesting that they haven't actually put out a full-on disclosure about this, though. I think we just found out by just thinking that we had more than 400 friends, and that's how it is. I'm going to go to the support real quick and see if maybe they have something there, but I don't know. Yeah, they haven't said anything about that in the end of the day. Maybe they've been thinking of raising it for a while. I don't know at this point, so yeah. We'll once we get more information and more confirmation about this, it will be interesting, but we'll figure it out when we get there, I guess. Anyways, let's get into those sleep news that I was talking about. So, Pokemon Sleep. We are on technically like a normal breakdown right now. Because, the anti-event ended. Now we're like in our second week after the event. But we have now this new summer event that was announced. Let me just collect some ingredients here because I need them for tomorrow. But yeah, so let's get into those specific news. So we have the Summer Festival. And this is going to be a summer week-long event featuring the great appearance of water, fly, and bug-type Pokemon. Also, we'll have a brand new function for limited time called the Candy Cram-O-Matic. So this is something similar that we had in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. This function will allow you to get
Sword and Shield.
oh yeah, that. Thank you. I thought it was actually. I guess they're actually both the same, similar to it. So, but thank you.
It might be in. I don't know if it was in the Scarlet and Violet.
It wasn't the DLC.
I know it at least started in Sword and Shield.
We didn't really have the Cram-O-Matic type one, but it was like
the one with the balls and everything.
Yeah. Anyways, this function will allow you to get M-size candies of various types of feeding by feeding Dream Shares and Pokemon Candy to the Candy Omratic. Basically, what's gonna happen is you feed it candies and you'll get like specific type candy for the Pokemon itself. It's not a bad thing if you're looking at it, but we don't know the details exactly how they works yet until we actually get to it.
The only thing they've said is like if you put in a lot of fire Pokemon, you're more likely to get fire type candy.
But there's still a chance to get like another candy of the other rarity.
Yeah, so even if you put in all fire type Pokemon, I still don't think it's guaranteed. It's just you're probably like 60% likely to get it, but
I mean,
They're just not guaranteeing it.
if we do a range of like 80 candies from like let's say Charmander or something like that to a 10 candy from Pikachu, then you're more likely to get 80% more chance of getting a fire type candy than we
Yeah.
have to the other ones anyways. I don't know. I kind of spent all my stream chats recently, so I kind of don't have that right now, which is sad. Then for the limited time event missions to get rewards, great rewards such as Camerate Recess, which we didn't mention, but Camerate is going to be part of the game at the moment of this release. This is happening from Monday, June 17 at 4 a.m. to Monday, June 24 at 3:59 a.m. It's happening in all areas, so you don't have to stay in Greengrass, which is good for a lot of the people who have been playing this game as much as possible, like us. So it does give you the functions of how the candy erratic works. Basically, if you spend Dream Chests and feed 40 candies of your Pokemon candies to the Cameradic, you'll get a 1 M-size candy of a random type. On rare occasions, you'll get a great success when you use the candy erratic. When you get a great success, you'll receive 2 M-size candies. So that's interesting. So they give you a bunch of examples. Again, I could go over this entire thing, but I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to listen to me just ranting on about how it works. Go ahead and go to the to the game itself news or to the website for more information. However, the applicables of the Summer Festival event, of course, are happening all days from the 17th to the 23rd. Dishes will be set to curries and stews. So basically, just another chance of increasing those types. Final strength gains from dishes will be multiplied by 1.5 or 3 times for extra tasty dishes, or 4.5 for extra tasties on Sundays only. A few Pokemons of different sleep types will appear during sleep research regardless of your sleep type of the day. And then certain Pokemon will be more likely to appear during your sleep research. You can meet certain shiny Pokemon. Yeah, well, I believe it when I see it. So, but yeah, so the greatest appearances. So this is what's happening by types. So the water types, Squirtle line, Psyduck line, Slowpoke line, Vaporeon, Totodile line, and Slowking will be more of a greater appearances for the water types. The flying types, Doduo, Dodrio, Delibird, Swablu, and Camerat. And then the bug types will have Caterpie, Metapod, Butterfree, Pinsir, and Heracross happening to be appearing more times. This Pokemon's greater appearance only applies to separate areas from where each of the Pokemon appears. So Green Rice is going to have every single one because it is how it is. Scion Beach will have all the water types, almost all the water types when it comes down to it. Cramorant is going to be included in this, at least to the pool. And then Caterpie, Pinsir, and Heracross. So I guess Butterfree doesn't appear in the beach biome, which is cool, I guess. Snowdrop Tundra is going to have Psyduck, Slowpoke, and Slowbro, and then Delibird, Swablu, and Camerat for the flying types. Then Lapis Lake will have the Squirtle line, Psyduck, and Slowpoke, and then Doduo, Dodrio, and Swablu. There's some more notes, of course, about how it works and everything, but that's usually information that we already know how the game works in the end of the day. So yeah, that's the brand new event that's happening next week as a recording of this podcast, and I'm a little excited. I am going to try to pinpoint Cramorant a little bit. It does seem easier to get depending on where you are. But there have already been some Dynaminers when it comes down to it. I think depending on where you are in the area, you might be able to pinpoint it a little bit better if you stay somewhere in the snow tundra, which is actually one of the hardest areas around
Really?
to go through. Did I get a good tutorial yet? No, I didn't get a good tutorial yet. I have a decent one, but it's not like the berry finding one that I want. I'll definitely get that when I get to it. But what do you think about this event, Chris?
Definitely a fun event. The Cramomatic candy mixer definitely seems very fun and interesting. I like the idea of having a candy that you can use for a certain type instead of just specific candy. Because imagine you see a lot of Rattata. You don't want to power up Rattata. So you want to use that candy for something else. I definitely like the idea of putting it all into a normal candy that you can use on something more fun that you do like.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's actually great. Like, so if you actually go to your bag on the menu itself, you can actually see your Pokemon candies of each type of the candies you have for each Pokemon.
Really?
I have over 600 candies for Caterpie. So, and over 500 candies for Pikachu. So definitely something that I could use. I will probably try to keep a few, just because I am thinking of powering up a few Pokemon. But something like
Mhm.
Meowth candy, I'm not gonna use Meowth anytime soon unless they power up his, or they gave him his other version exclusive in that regard. But
Mm.
things like that you just have to be aware of when it comes down to it. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting when you say the least. I know there's gonna be some interesting Pokemons to look forward to. The only reason why I said that having going to Snowdrop is a little bit easier to pinpoint cameras because the pool itself is going to be smaller when you go to that area specifically, so you can pinpoint or target hunt camera at that point. Also, I kind of want a good deliver anyways because it gives you some good eggs in between. So
Yeah, I still haven't caught a Delibird, I don't think.
yeah, so well, yeah, I got one, and of course, if I get a shiny, I'm sure that Adam from Blue Rapids gonna kill me. So, but yeah, so actually, just Will, or Will from the Special Conditions podcast is here. He's been playing Pokemon Go Sleep with me. We've just been back and forth when it comes down to it. So, yeah, yeah, he said he has caught 18 total and still no berry S finder, which is insane.
Big sad.
Yeah. I mean, there are some Pokemons that I kind of want to get before the Water Festival happens, but we also have to think that even though the Water Festival may actually be somewhere closer by to July, we're also at the 1 year anniversary. And we're about to get the 1 year anniversary of this game. And it's going to be a little interesting how they're going to pinpoint on what they're going to do from here on out. Will they
Mhm.
introduce a new island? That would be kind of cool. Will they introduce not just a chunk of Pokemons that we want to get at this point, or increase the level cap or something like that? Who knows at this point? But when it comes down to it, I know they're gonna do something special. Hopefully, maybe they'll give us a very first mythical Pokemon. You never know. So that'll be kind of nice. Just make sure you have your master biscuits ready because that thing is probably gonna be like 40 points of candy and everything like that. Then we could suck at that island too. Yeah, no, I know for sure.
Oh no.
If they give me at least one Pokemon that's energy for everybody, I'll go to that island and just power up until I get no more when it comes down to it. But yeah, I think I can be a Lapis and hit Master 3 pretty easily now, surprisingly, because that's actually the hardest island in the game right now. But Snowdrop has definitely been a struggle for me. So I've been trying to just get the biggest dish going at all times. And I am an Ultra 2 right now. And my area bonus for this island is at 25 only. So I'm definitely going to have to power this one up as much as possible for the next few weeks. Probably going to stay here for a couple of weeks for that reason, just to make sure that island bonus goes up as much as possible.
In which island?
Snowdrop Tundra.
Snowdrop. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been at Snowdrop in a while, so maybe I'll go there next week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you really want to pinpoint that Carmelo, maybe. But you do have to make sure that your dishes are actually good. Have you actually leveled up a dish to max yet?
The only one I think I have is the one for the chocolate salad. I forget what it's called. I think it's it's like the contrast. I can't remember.
Contrary chocolate salad or something.
Contrary. Yeah, the
Yeah.
contrary chocolate salad. That's the only one I think I've gotten to the max.
I have gotten, I think, 3 different dishes actually up to max. The one for desserts, I got the Lovely Kiss smoothie actually to max. I don't know how, but I did it. It's fully max. That's gave me at least an average 20k every time I give it out. Then I am trying to get the Jigglypuff Fruity Flan up to max before the end or by the time the event starts next week. But of course, that will depend on how well it will go. In the salad category, I was actually able to. I think I'm actually missing a little bit on the best dish. Green grass salad is my strongest, which is actually the strongest dish you can make in that. So after that, every other one has been kind of like in the 30s, maybe 40s. Yeah, it's been mostly the 30s, but that's because I always focus on the biggest dish first. And then for curries, I did max out not the Dream Eater butter curry, You okay there?
Sorry, I tried to turn off my mic for that sneeze, and I just turned it off and on again.
I was able to get the Inferno Kamakuri, which is actually the strongest stitch you can make there. So that's actually maxed out at any point. If we do get the ability to, which I don't think is going to happen anytime soon unless we have like a double level up. Because the ingredients for most of the biggest salads require you to at least have 75 pot space, and that's, I mean, we barely get to 53 just by, or 57 just by being max right now. So it's gonna take a while before we get to that point, unless you actually have a Pokemon that give you extra pot space at this point. So Flareon and places like that will help you in the end of the day.
Yeah, Flareon and Magneton on your team, or Magnezone.
Yeah. So here, for anybody playing this game for the very first time, those stay in green grass for this whole thing. If you unlock the beach, it wouldn't be a bad idea to go there either way. But, you know, anybody who's newer to it, just stay in the lower islands. You'll be fine for the events. And just power up as many good Pokemon as you can. Listen to a lot of the other content creators. Actually, there are a little bit of content creators out there for Pokemon Sleep. I've been following them just because I do love them in the end of the day. You just invested 3 main Cs into Flareon, 2900 RP. Dude, do you want to know my strongest Pokemon that I have? No lie, the best Pokemon that I will never take off the team is my Gardevoir.
I believe it.
Yeah, you know how much RP it has?
How much?
4,593 at level 54. Dude, when it got to level 30, it was like a 3,000. So already, but when it was fully evolved at that point. So it does give, it's maxed out. I have skill trigger M and skill level up M. So definitely, and then maybe 1 or 2 investments on seeds just to make sure they actually gets better. But it has helping bonus, so that's help out. And Purified at level 100, so that's even better when I get to that point. But to get Gardevoir to its max level is kind of take a while because it kind of shares similarity to the pseudo legendaries. I was able to get a Tyranitar finally, my best Tyranitar ever. But again, that's gonna take a while to get to even to level 50 at this point. So, but it is like one of the few ones that I've been investing to. 2,800 RP just by being a Tyranitar at level 41. It has Verified and helping bonus, and will have it has ingredient finding in nature, but the experience gain is gonna take me forever. So I'm never gonna get this to level 100 anytime soon. Probably in the next 3 years if we get to level 100 before that. So definitely a good investment in those regards. Anyways, so with that being said, hopefully everybody having some nice sleep sessions for this. Let's get back into some Pokemon Go news into our PPC section. Get good, get wrecked. Here we go, Chris. So last weekend, as I mentioned before, NAIC came and went. So when it comes down to it, and we have a brand new champion, international champion. Congrats to Out of Pocket for winning the whole tournament. I heard some of the battles were actually intense, and it was crazy how it went through. So I'm actually glad that Hot Pocket is now ready to go to Worlds, and has his invite to Worlds in the end of the day. So we'll see how he does. There's definitely some amazing trainers out there from the Pokemon Go community that are going to Worlds, and just by being there is amazing. So I know that it's going to be a packed full experience for any Pokemon Go players out there. So congratulations once again. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We also have some GBL updates. We did switch over to the next league type of the week, and that is the Ultra League and Summer Cup Great League Edition. Have you done any battles, Chris?
80 battles?
Have you done any battles?
Oh, any? Actually, no. None at all.
Yeah. You've been kind of busy, so I'm guessing that was the case for you, you know?
Yeah. I know my friend does a bunch at around me sometimes before bedtime. So once I move up there, I might join him and do it.
Mm-hmm. Also, Chris, you want to say your final goodbyes to your team?
Yeah. I recently was taken off the roster for Switch Masters, so they could open it up to people that were more active. I'm definitely looking forward to see how high they climb, seeing them do well. A lot of very strong battlers on the team. No ill will or anything. I'm just gonna watch and hope to see them win. So
Yeah.
I'm very happy with them.
Yeah, of course, Chris being one of the original members of the Switch Masters, but of course, life can get in the way sometimes. So, we do wish the best of luck to Switch Masters to know that they're going to do the best that they can. Maybe one day we'll join them again, or maybe one day we'll join another team and we'll go from there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's I think that's everything that we have. Maybe some interesting stuff here and there, but I kind of wanna just end it there and keep it at bay when it comes down to it. So, thank you so much for everybody for listening to the podcast today. We appreciate it very much. You can always listen us to any of our podcast services feeds, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and all those places. If you can leave us a review, we would greatly appreciate it. Follow our social media, myself at Purified Podcast and Pure Let It Go. Purified Podcast because it is all Pokemon Go related stuff. And Chris at Pokemon Trigger Please, PKMN Trigger Please with a C at the end. Don't forget, you can email us anything to the purifiedpodcast@gmail.com. You can join our Discord or exclusivity if you want to actually join the Pokemon Professor Discord. We hope to see you there. And if you want to say anything else or looking or anything more for the podcast, don't forget to check us out at thepurefieldpodcast.com, the Professor Network. With that being said, Chris, take us away for the night.
All right. We're getting closer and closer every day to Pokemon Go Fest NYC. So always looking forward to that and all the faces we're going to be seeing up there. A lot of very fun events coming forward. I know Pure Light is very excited for Crab Brawler. I hope you guys are too. And enjoy yourselves this week, and we'll catch you guys next week with even more news. Definitely looking forward to it. Peace out, guys.
Keep purifying, everybody. Sorry for the technical difficulties in the beginning of the day of the podcast, and we'll see you guys next time.